So yeah. I mean, we were talking about it a little bit before, but how was stand up in the time of COVID?
I like it, man. I consider myself a pioneer of this shit because I came back June 12th. I started getting on stage June 13th. And I think it was all because Michael Che kind of summoned all the comics back. He started dropping these shows on the back of a truck in Long Island City. Like he would be on the back of a truck. People just get in the parking lot, put little blankets out and whatever the fuck, and just listen to Che because Che got a draw. So Che was just like, I'm gonna bring all my friends out and we'll just have like a cool kind of summer camp going on. So when I got back, I got right back to it. And during quarantine, I was writing jokes anyway because I was like, well, we'll see what the fuck happens. And when Instagram starts showing that people was coming back to New York City, I was like, I've been in the house with my mom for 10 weeks. I got to go. I'm 36 years old. Fuck. I got to get up out, man. Tired of jerking off in secrecy. But nah. So yeah, it's been different. I mean, the elements is different. Everything changed. You can't, if it rains, you ain't got no show, right? That's the worst part. But getting heckled by bums and twerkers and tweakers and fucking and people slow down and they keep their music up and there's trash trucks and all this the wind, right?
The wind's heckling them.
Wind, but it's all funny though because you go, this is fucking crazy. Am I a junkie for this shit? Because I'm really standing outside. Like I did a show, last week when it was chilly. There's people out there with skull caps on. So it's not it's tough, but if the crowd is banging with you, you got a show. And if they amplify it with whatever, it's like, all right, whatever. If there's a mic, it can be done.
So like COVID made
Stage God, Derek Gaines.
Did COVID make you realize how bad you just need comedy? Like you're a junkie?
Well, I always needed it, but COVID showed me how much I love it.
Okay.
Because motherfuckers I'm depressed and blah, 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 blah. And I'm sitting there like, again, I lost a lot of shit this year. We all lost a lot of shit this year. But I just didn't want to be pussy no more. Just sit around. All that shit. Start doing a lot of acid, man. Start seeing shit for what the fuck it was. I mean, it is what it is. This is we got played a shitty hand, and we still got a shitty hand. And I'm black in America, so that's the shittiest fucking hand. But since everything is against me, fuck it. I might as well write these jokes and fight back. Can't cower out now. Shit, it's the end of the fucking world. Why not?
Makes
beautifully
sense.
put.
Beautifully put. True. So like, how'd you get into stand up in general?
All right, so from a young age, I was always trying to be kind of funny. My mom told me I was very hammy as a child, and I was always mimicking cartoons. And in summer camp, I would always do a joke that my homies told me from school and try to doctor it up and put some Eddie Murphy on, whatever. And, I was in jazz band in high school, and then I was in a dance gang. I was in a dance gang in my 20s. I used
you can't just skip over that.
I was in it like
Tell us about the dance game.
Like remember when You Got Served came out? You remember that movie? I know y'all young. I'm old. So
No,
it's
like Step Up, I think.
not Step Up. Step Up was the white one, right?
Well, yeah.
You Got Served was when B2K, these motherfuckers with Omarion, and they came together and made like the first dance battle movie. It was like the first of its kind. Like it was before the So You Think You Can Dance and fucking Step Ups and all when they put Chatham Fathom, whatever the fuck his name is.
Channing Tatum.
Was it Chatham Fathom? Chatham Squatham.
Chatham Blattom.
Or whatever the fuck his name, right? Him. So when he was cool, white guy to get that. No, when it was just the black boys and it was going up and Steve Harvey was the ref and it was basically think that, but before that came out, I want to say I started doing the moonwalk when I was 15? So it's like 2000.
Average age for
So that's
walking.
like 2000. So I want to say, '03. I joined with this clique, and it was like 13 of us called Face to Flame. And we used to battle motherfuckers in Philly, Jersey, and New York. That's true shit. And we just go to shelters and jams and all that shit. Like this underground world of poppers, lockers, and breakers and house dancers and all that shit. I actually got into that. It was like, okay. But along the way, I found that stand-up was my other niche. And I kind of just went that direction because you don't really make money dancing fucking behind someone. And plus the whole epiphany of me doing comedy happened when I was like 19 years old. I was 18. I was at a jazz concert and I was playing behind a jazz saxophone player guy. He was a senior recital, right? So he's playing the saxophone. It's his concert, but he gave me a solo. So the solo gets to me, I'm playing, jamming, singing to the drums singing back. My mom, my girlfriend at the time in the joint, and the spotlight's on me. Crowd's going crazy, right? And I do whatever the fuck, I end my solo, but the spotlight goes back to the saxophone player. And I was just like, this is done already? Like, really? I had more shit. oh, you got to be the dude in the front. You can't be the motherfucker in the back. So I'm like, all right, looks like I got to do something else. People always said I was funny. And then the day after I turned 19, I did my first open mic in Philly at the Laugh House on 2nd and Front Street. And then the rest was history. It was like, it just made all the sense in the world. I was like, oh, this is it. This is how you do it. It's just me up here with the mic. It sounds kind of selfish, but I think I can do this thing because I was watching Dave Chappelle. I was watching Kings of Comedy when I was in high school. So I was like, how the fuck do these guys do this shit? I got to figure it out. And then that's how it happened.
So, do you think, does anyone, like, not bomb their first open mic?
Dave Chappelle said he did good the
All right,
first
well,
time.
you can take the greatest. And that's not fair.
But no. I hope that what I will say, if you bomb your first time, I don't know how a lot of motherfuckers feel, but I knew the first time I bombed, it wasn't that bad. I was like, that's it? All right, I get a boo and whatever. One girl giggled, and that's what kept me in the game. I just needed an inkling of vaginal sponsorship. Just an inkling. Just a tiny, just one little, like, what was it, like a sponsor? You know how drunks and all that shit, they get sponsors?
Yeah.
Vaginal sponsor. A tiny, like a little, just a garnish. Here you go. It could happen for you. You made me, I said, God damn it, this might be the, all right. So I was like, if I get one giggle, I'm going to come back next week, get two. If I get two, I'm in. Last week I got two and a lot of bomb and a lot of booze, but I got two little goofy laughs. Did I get booed my first and second time? Nah, I didn't get booed. But from my third time on, it was Bomb City for like at least a year. Yeah, I threatened with tomatoes. Threatened with tomatoes. I got pennies thrown at me. I used to dress up. I used to, dig this shit. I used to replace curse words with rhymes that rhyme with curse words. So instead of fuck, it was truck. I used to get the truck out of here on stage like a whole asshole. Like, it was just like the things that I've seen. Like, I remember there was this comedy club called Rascals when I first started in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. And I would go there and ask the owner if I could practice in the room by myself before the shows even started. Like, that's how committed I was as 20 years old to try to at least just get the feel of the stage.
Did that help?
Yeah, I guess it did because I started hosting at the Laugh House in my first 2 years. And then by 5 years, by my 5th year, I was featuring like on a regular. And that's when they was like, yo, you got to get the fuck out of here. You got to go to, New York and start all over again. I was like, what the fuck you mean start over again? They was like, you got 5 years of hard shit with you, but New York is where they all be at. You don't want to be a local hero. You want to go try to be, go be something, because that's where it's all at. It's up there. Because they all talked about the cellar like it was goddamn Narnia or like the end of the Lord of the Rings, right before the niggas got picked up on the Eagles and shit. right there. They talked about the cellar like it was that. Like Colin Quinn was fucking Gandalf and Keith Robinson was blah, blah, blah. Like, and Kevin Hart went there because in Philly, Kevin was the hero. Like at that club, because that's the club he was birthed at. He was a hero. So everybody saw his move. He stayed there, got nice, then left to New York, blew up. So they was like, that's the thing. That's the Kevin Hart equation. You got to go do Philly, get hot here, then go to New York. And then I was like, all right. So my 5th year in, I was 24. So yeah, then I moved to New York City. And then I've been out here ever since.